There have been developments that have taken place over oxygen supply in the Delhi High Court, which has come down hard on the centre over the oxygen supply to hospitals in the national capital. Said it is an interim order that the centre must ensure unobstructed passage of oxygen tankers, medical oxygen tankers to the national capital. The matter has been adjourned till 3 p.m. Today. And if there is any casualty because of no oxygen, it is your responsibility. This is what the Delhi High Court has told the centre, saying the government will squarely be responsible to ensure the supply of oxygen. Delhi's desperate oxygen crisis resonating there in the High Court, as judges had some very harsh questions for the centre to answer, demanding why it was not waking up to reality. How is it that the government is so oblivious to what is happening on the ground? You can't have people dying because there's no oxygen. This emergency shows lives don't matter for the government. This is what the Delhi High Court has said while it was hearing an appeal yesterday by Max Hospital, which had flagged oxygen crisis in 2 of its hospitals. Well, India at the moment is in a state of a national oxygen emergency. Remember, we're seeing close to 3 lakh daily cases of COVID, over 2,000 deaths in the last 24 hours. On top of that, there are states that are battling with each other, publicly bickering over the supply of oxygen. Several hospitals in Delhi have been calling NDTV. They've been giving our reporters, our editors, SOS calls, saying their oxygen supply tankers are being held up at Delhi's borders. Why? Because allegedly Uttar Pradesh and Haryana doesn't want to share oxygen with Delhi. After we've reported this story, and we've been reporting this story for 48 hours now, thankfully some trucks were allowed in yesterday. Here's what happened.
मैं रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ, केजरीवाल से हाथ जोड़ के रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ, मेरा परिवार चला गया, किसी और का परिवार न जाए। इस अस्पताल को, इस क्या दिल्ली के किसी भी अस्पताल को, हिंदुस्तान के किसी भी अस्पताल को, सबको कोई सा भी हॉस्पिटल हो, सबके अंदर ऑक्सीजन पूर्ति करें और इंजेक्शन पूरी करें, वरना अनर्थ हो जाएगा, अनर्थ हो जाएगा।
Suresh Gupta lost his 46-year-old sister-in-law to COVID last night as she gasped for oxygen.
27,000 के इंजेक्शन ला के मैंने ब्लैक में ढूंढ के ला के दिया उनको। उस रेमडेसिविर, हाँ जी, और वो इंजेक्शन को लगा नहीं। अगर वो इंजेक्शन लगता तो रिकवरी जरूर होती। मेरी रोज पेशेंट से बात हो रही थी, वो यही कह रही है चिल्ला के कि कोई दवाई नहीं मिल रही, ऑक्सीजन नहीं मिल रहा, मैं मर जाऊंगी। आधे घंटे में अभी 8 बोडियां निकली हैं, कल 1 घंटे में 12-13 बोडियां निकली हैं।
GTB hospital officials refused to comment on camera but denied the charges of patients getting affected due to oxygen shortage. With just hours left for their oxygen to run out, several top Delhi hospitals like GTB, Sir Gangaram, LNJP and Max received fresh supplies through the night. But across the government and private hospitals, the supply is not likely to last more than 1 day. At Delhi's biggest COVID-dedicated hospital, LNJP, at least 1,500 patients are on oxygen out of 2,100 total COVID patients.
अभी हमारा जो डिमांड है 3-4 टन से बढ़ करके 21 टन पे आ गया है। 21 टन ऑक्सीजन हमें रोज चाहिए लोकनायक में। कल रात को हमें बड़ी परेशानी हुई क्योंकि हमारा ऑक्सीजन का जो टैंकर है वो लेट आया। रात को 3 बजे तक मैं पूरी रात में जागता रहा और 3 बजे तक उसका वेट करते रहे, फ़ोन करते रहे कि हमारा जो सेंट्रल सप्लाई है उसका प्रेशर ड्रॉप हो गया। ड्रॉप होने की वजह से हमने 100 से ज़्यादा सिलेंडर यूज किए, तब जाके पेशेंट स्टेबलाइज हुए। रात को फिर हमारे पास 10 टन ऑक्सीजन मिल गई थी, 2 टैंकर हमारे पास आ गए थे। अभी हमें 12 घंटे का बैकअप है, पर आज हमें दिन में 2 टैंकर और आने की संभावना है।
Other hospitals are still struggling.
About 78 patients, corona, and almost all of them need oxygen. We had stock left for about 4 or 5 hours. I've also been in touch with the Delhi Health Secretary. He's been very helpful and cooperative.
Amid this scarcity, the Haryana government today ordered police protection for all tankers, alleging loot by neighbouring Delhi.
और कल हमारा एक टैंकर हमारे फरीदाबाद के अस्पतालों के लिए ऑक्सीजन लेके दिल्ली से जा रहा था। दिल्ली वालों ने, दिल्ली सरकार ने हमारे उस टैंकर को लूट लिया। हालांकि अब मैंने आदेश जारी कर दिए कि जो भी टैंकर जाएगा वो पुलिस एस्कॉर्ट के साथ जाएगा।
The centre today claimed that it has ramped up oxygen production and has resolved the issue of movement of oxygen tankers between Delhi and Haryana. But Delhi's hospitals are still reporting oxygen shortage and there is no long-term strategy in sight. In New Delhi with Sharat Sharma, this is Sukirti Dwivedi for NDTV.